So here we go. Here is my Eddie. Here's the mold for the knobs. This is the core that was made with UV Cure gel, a drill, and sandpaper. Not perfect, but we'll see what happens when we try to cast this. First, I need to clean this work area off. There's too much sanding dust around here. So we're going to pour whatever it is we're going to cast into here, and then we're going to displace it with the stem from a vent, and then let it cure. The top keeps it positioned. So this one's missing a clip. See how they're supposed to be? This clip is supposed to be holding this end right here, but it is gone. So we'll take this one apart. So first thing we need to do, let's cover this up so we don't get contaminants in it. Get this clip off right here. So we'll clip. Now that adjustment shaft is out, you can pull out the gear for the damper, and then turn it upside down and pull it a little bit, or squeeze it. Pull it very gently to get the damper to come out. You can see the sweep is already broken off on this side. It's turned into crispy foam. So this one will have to be replaced. I'll make a new one for it. The paint is really good on this, so I think this is a good candidate for a refurb. As is. Just treat the plastic, clean it and treat it. But we need to cast a new knob on that. So this is the tricky part, is getting this out. Got to try to bend it and make room for this to slide past the slot like that, and then it'll just slide out. And there's the whole assembly. This is a shutter style vent setup. You have an alignment glide here, and then you have your brace. And if you'll notice, on one side of all of these shutter plates is a notch. See it? I don't know if you can. Hard for me to see the lens, the screen. But there's a little notch right there. You have to line all those up. Where'd it go? It's on one side. I've already lost it. There it is. It's up there. So when you line all those up, you have it in the correct position. And you also notice that there is a squared corner, radius, and a radius. You look inside, you'll see the same thing. Square, square, radius, radius. And that's how it goes back in. But we can go out into all that later during reassembly. This is what we want, and it needs to be cleaned up. So let me go clean that real quick. We don't want any kind of oils or grease on the stem when you're casting it. So give it a dip. Acetone. Looks good. Now, position it in the mold. And I'm going to be making an attempt to use Vitaflex 50. Now, this is a urethane rubber 50A durometer, which is kind of flexible. I don't know if that's going to make a good knob or not. If you'll be able to just pull it off. But this stuff has been sitting around for a while. Never found a use for it. Actually, originally I bought this for filling subframe bushings, and I decided to go with something that was 80 instead due to flex, and just set this aside. So this hasn't even been opened. Urethanes absorb water. That's how they cure. They're hygroscopic. These two mix together with the curing agent that helps speed it up, but yeah, these are still open. Still closed. I don't know what I'm saying. So urethanes absorb water and cure. So even though these are sealed plastic, is breathable. Plastic will absorb water and transmit it as well. So we'll see if this stuff will cure. No idea. Limited shelf life, yeah. So pot life is 60 minutes on this, and cure is 16 hours. And it's been in my shop. Might be alright. This is some thick gel here. This is going to be interesting. I don't need that much. But that's how much I got. Now I need exactly the same amount of part A. Not quite. You'll know when it's mixed well when you grab a big spoonful or knifeful and you drop it and it runs instead of blobs. It should pour smoothly when it's ready. This is enough here probably to make 20, but that's the smallest amount I could dose out, so I may have to inject it in there. I think it's full. Squish mold. Now I get to wait until that turns solid. Well, I finally made it. Unfortunately, as I was bending the lines, I managed to crease the suction line. So I'm waiting on a pair of long elbows. I gotta braze it together and get a line cover set for it. Still not able to run it. I would say that's pretty much solidified. So let's demold. Little splatters in there. This came off. Needs a little cleanup. It didn't cover the stem completely. I thought I put enough in there to cover the whole thing. That's gonna pull off eventually. And that is a little soft. I like the shape though, and I think it will cast okay with maybe a little thinner instead of rubber. I may actually go with resin. It's really stuck on there, but it should have covered all the way up to the bottom of the stem. It should have covered all the way up to here. So there wasn't enough in there. I didn't get all the bubbles out. You can see that it's glossy right there. That's because it leveled inside there with an air bubble. I don't know. It's squishy. Yeah, it's just gonna peel off. Yep. The process will work, but I can't use 50A durometer vinyl. Well, urethane. It's too flimsy. Too squishy. we'll have to go with 80, something around that, or even possibly black resin. Which I don't have. I'll have to get some. Everything came out of the mold cleanly, so the release agent worked well. I know you can actually heat cure this as well, and it makes it a little stronger. I don't know if I want squishy knobs like that on it.